If you've ever wondered which gloves in CS2 are worth your money and which ones you should completely avoid like it's the plague, this is the video for you. Today we're going to be ranking every single pair of CS2 gloves from worst to best. Let's go. Sexy aesthetic. So up first we have Hydra gloves case hardened. Now these are a blue gem pair, pattern 330 I believe. And honestly, even though these are a blue gem pair of gloves, they are utterly mid to me. Incredibly mid. I don't know how they could have made case hardened gloves better. I find it strange that they tried to apply the case hardened finish onto a pair of gloves strictly because the case hardened finish to me looks like it belongs on metal, not on something of like leather or cloth, like a glove material. We're gonna have to put case hardened gloves in. See, I want to go D tier, but I just don't know because they are the case hardens, right? Pattern based is awesome. I'm gonna go D tier. Quick fun fact about the case hardened gloves: if you guys are brand new to CS2, you've only played Counter-Strike in the form of CS2. In CSGO, when case hardened gloves were first released, they were not pattern based. Every single pair of case hardened gloves looked exactly the same in CSGO. Only in CS2 did patterns actually get added onto the gloves, which is kind of a cool little fun fact. Up next, hand wraps cobalt skulls. Now honestly, I used to hate on these things like a lot. I thought if you rocked these, you wanted to be edgy, you wanted to be, you know, like, I'm like, yeah man, I smoke weed, I drink Monster. That's kind of the vibe that I thought these gloves brought to the game. But at the same time, this is a really pretty shade of blue, and if you can get past the, like, that image that I've built in my head, they're only $450 for field tested, which makes an argument for like being the best pair of blue gloves. On a budget, of course. I don't know. All they can, like, let me pull it up real fast. Cookie Monster pajama pants. This is all I see when I look at these gloves. This is all I see. These pajama pants right here. I don't know why this is all I see. I picture like a girl in Walmart wearing these Cookie Monster pajama pants, and you just know to avoid her like the plague. Like if she comes up to talk to you, you better get running or you're just gonna instantly start paying child support. These are the vibe that these gloves bring. With that being said, I'm gonna put the Cobalt Skulls in C tier. Again, they make an argument for being the best budget blue glove in the game. So I don't know. Before we move on, gamers, I currently own a minimal wear USPS Dark Water. I was lucky enough to hit a trade up for this, a 5% trade up. But if we hit 3,500 subscribers, I will give away this USPS Dark Water to one of you lucky gamers. All you have to do to enter is leave a like, comment, and be subscribed. Good luck to all you guys. Next, Moto Gloves Smokeout. I mean, dude, $215 in field tested, only $460 in minimal wear. It's a blank canvas glove. It can go with any knife. I think these gloves are great. Great budget option. Great just clean default option. If you want to spice it up a little bit away from Nox, like Nox are typically like the default, like I just want a bland, sleek looking combo, try the Moto Glove Smokeouts out. Or if you can't afford Nox. I mean, minimal wear Smokeouts are cheaper than field tested Nox. So something to factor in, something to consider. I think Smokeouts deserve a solid B tier. They're simple. I like it. Up next, Sports Gloves Scarlet Shamaha. I can't wrap my head around liking them. They are relatively budget, $430 in field tested condition, but the palm to me, I don't know why, but the palm to me looks green, and that really throws off my vibe because red and green, in my opinion, do not belong on gloves together. They're not colors that go together very well. I'm also not a fan of the Shamaha pattern, to be completely honest, but I know people like them. I know they're relatively popular. I'm gonna go C tier, above the Cobalt Skulls, of course. Driver's Gloves Racing Green. Dude, these are the budget gloves. Okay, minimal wear, $118, factory new, under $400. Field tested, $60, but they start to wear kind of bad because Driver Gloves knuckles never look good. Like, even in this perfect pair that we're looking at right here, there's still scrapes on the knuckle right here, on the middle knuckle on the left hand. But this green is pretty. I do enjoy this green, and I appreciate a nice looking budget glove. These are definitely overhated. Racing greens are going to go in C tier. We'll go behind the Cobalt Skulls, but in C tier. Driver's Gloves King Snakes, little Oni moment. King Snakes! King Snakes! I like the King Snakes, dude. I think they're better than the Snow Leopards. Personally, I've matured. Back in the day, I would not have liked the snake pattern, but I've really matured. I think they look really good. I think these are the best white gloves, personally. Only problem with the white gloves, especially the King Snakes, are that you have to get minimal wear for them to look good. Field tested does not look good on the King Snakes. A tier, first A tier of the video. Motor Gloves third commando company. These are the worst gloves in the game, I think. I say that about a lot of gloves, but honestly, what are the colors doing here? These are like the serum skins, I think, on like the USPS, or like the Blood Tiger. I don't know which skins I'm thinking of, but I don't like this shade of green and red. That being said, maybe the Blood Tigers work with these. Actually, we can make a little loadout around that. We'll have to see. For the time being, F tier. Up next, Broken Fang Gloves Needlepoint. I'm so conflicted on these gloves because you look at them and you just get AIDS. You just have HIV. You're HIV positive, stage 3. It's already developed into AIDS. It's not even HIV anymore. You put these gloves on, you might as well say, next time you get sick, call your mom, call your girlfriend, call your boyfriend, you're dying. Let them know you're dying. That's what these gloves give to me. But at the same time, whatever this pattern is called in here, I'm a big fan of it. I don't think they were executed properly. If we got like an M4 that was white with these red engravings, ooh, now we're cooking. But F tier because you get AIDS. That's unlucky. Hydra Gloves Emerald. I think these are the best Hydra gloves that exist. Extremely budget. I mean, minimal wear is $115. If you're looking for a budget green glove, I don't think there's a better choice than these Emerald gloves. Yes, the racing greens are good, but I kind of just like it because a lot of the budget gloves fall into the fingerless gloves. And if you're looking for non-fingerless gloves, driverless gloves. But Emeralds are a very solid choice. Where are they? Let's go C tier. We're going C tier, above racing green. I like that. Up next, Broken Fang Gloves, yellow banded. They're actually not bad at all. I actually don't mind these gloves at all. Like, if I was budget gamer with my same inventory, these would be second choice. I already know what choice I would pick, but if I was doing yellow budget, these are the gloves. They're not bad at all. You can't hate on these. Other than the fact that they're fingerless, I know, let's be open-minded gamers. I'm gonna go C tier, honestly above the Cobalt Skulls. I like that pick. For the price, dude, they look so crazy. Driver's Gloves Resin the Red. I would really like these gloves. I would like them. The only problem, it's so hard to find a pair that look good. Now, minimal wear is $373. And honestly, I would recommend people, if you're going for a red inventory, to stop buying field-tested Scarlet Shamahas, stop buying Motor Gloves Blood Pressure, please, for the love of God, and just buy minimal wear Resin the Reds. I'm just saying they look better. I'm saying it how it is, okay? All I say is the truth. I'm going top of C tier. Okay, Specialist Gloves Crimson Wed. I've milked these gloves. I've glazed these gloves a few times recently, so I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. These are the best red glove other than slingshot gloves. These are the best red glove. Super cheap and field tested, and they look fine. $330 in field tested, and they look fine. And they're pattern based. You have the opportunity to get a very cool centered web on the left hand, centered web on the right hand, or even a centered web on both hands. These gloves are so extremely slept on. I know we're kind of past the times in CS where like the Crimson Web is the, top of the top tier, super sick finish, but dude, these gloves are so slept on. So slept on. I'm tired of seeing all the other budget red gloves get these Crimson Webs, top of B tier. Up next, Specialist Gloves Tiger Strike. Dude, used to love these gloves. I love the beige. I love the tan. I love the way it works with the orange. I think these gloves are great. For some reason, these gloves kind of got left behind in the price increase of like what I pictured high tier gloves to be. I thought these gloves were in that category. They're not, dude. 400 field tested. That's still affordable. That is not like S tier, high tier glove anymore. Now I understand it's hard to make these gloves work. They don't match with Tiger Strike, or they don't match with Tiger Tooth knives, which makes them difficult, but vanillas look beautiful with them. Mango fades on the butterfly knife look fucking... Shout out Tea with Milk and Sugar. You put me onto that combo back in CS2. Just for the lack of options, I think they look great by themselves, but because of the lack of options, I have to go B tier. Up next, Driver Gloves Overtake. I don't like these things. I don't like them very much. The yellow it looks gross. The yellow looks like worn and like it's like 20 years old, and the family had kids and it was touching gross stuff all the time. It looks like the interior or like the roof of a car that's been sitting at a junkyard that people have just gone in and out, smoked in, never been cleaned once. That's what these gloves remind me of. And they remind me of like the Steelers, I guess. And I don't like that. And the Penguins. I also don't like that. D tier. Up next, Specialist Gloves Field Agent. I don't know why I don't like these things. They're objectively really pretty gloves and they wear good and they're cheap and field tested, only $287. I think the problem is that the colors are so stark, the colors are so contrasting with each other that the only knife you can pair with these and to make it look good is a piss and ice marble fade. And these gloves are like kind of budget, and that knife, the marble fade piss and ice, is not budget. So I think that's where the like separation occurs. It's a knife that it's a budget pair of gloves that only looks good with an expensive knife. So we're gonna go, that's dramatic. We'll go right here in C tier, middle of the pack C tier. Up next, specialist gloves buckshot. Really hard to make anything work with these. But they look cool, man. They're really cool budget gloves. $100 in field tested, $200 in minimal wear. If you don't care about your knife, I mean, you can go like rust coat with these. It looks pretty good. Safari mesh looks pretty good with these things, but an underrated pick, and I know everybody's gonna hate. Also, Force DD Pat looks really good with these knives because the palms are that nice dark green. But Navajo Vanilla has a flower engraved on the knife. I'm just saying, there's flowers on these gloves. There's a flower on the Navajo Vanilla. Check out my flower inventory video. We show that combo off. I'm just saying it's not bad. Buckshots, middle of the pack C tier. Up next, sports gloves, big game. Round of applause. I know a lot of my viewers, or at least a couple of my viewers, rock these things. I'm so proud of you guys. Keep rocking. They used to be way more budget. They used to be like $200 in field tested. Now they're $380. So like still budget, but getting up there. They aren't what they once were. But dude, these gloves are so fucking cool. They're one of the few pattern-based gloves that actually look really cool in the game. They're not like the case hardened gloves. Okay, they actually look cool. You can get Max Orange, Max Gray, Max Brown. There's a specific couple pair that have a ring on the right hand that matches perfectly with the skeleton knife urban masked. It's so cool. It was my combo coming into CS2. It's so cool. These gloves are so slept on. I might have to do orange inventory for my alt, bro. I might have to get these again. A tier. Up next, Imperial Plaid. Dude, these gloves are great, okay? These gloves are phenomenal. If you are looking at the $400 price point for gloves, this is the best option. If you look at that price point of gloves and you look at everything that you could potentially get, if you're looking for just pure vibrancy, pure just attention grabbing, colorfulness, a glove that looks more expensive than it actually is, these are the gloves for you. Also, fun fact, you see how the buttons are gold on the wrists? Bowie knife Dopplers have golden accents on the handle. They look really good with these gloves. I'm just throwing that out into the universe for you gamers. We're going A tier again. We're going A tier. Up next, sports gloves Bronze Morph. Dude, they're kind of based. Like, they're kind of based. There's a gentleman in the server who rocks these. Dude, shout out you, okay? They're based. They're not everybody's cup of tea. And I know I said red and green don't work together earlier in the video, but these are based. I have to be honest. I'm gonna go like probably top of C tier because like they're not crazy, but they're based. Hydras Giraffe, dude, these are terrible. Two of my buddies have opened these as their like one and only glove gold, and I feel bad. I have sympathy for them. Giraffe F tier. Hand wraps Marble Fade. I hate these gloves, dude. I hate everything about them. I hate everything about them. I don't like them at all. I think they're hideous. They're heinous to look at. I'd rather have no gloves than have these gloves. Marble Fade, F tier. Up next, sports gloves, Slingshot. These are such a work of art, man. These are so pretty. If I was gonna do a red inventory, I would rock these gloves in a heartbeat, dude. With an X-ray, my God, with an AK-47 X-ray, I gotta make a glove skin combo video again. I don't remember if I've done that already, but these gloves are so nice, dude. First S tier of the video. Yeah. Up next, sports gloves Nox, dude. I mean, Nox are great, okay? I'm not gonna shit on Nox. They look cool. They look great. They're sleek. They're sexy. They're provocative. But at the same time, dude, they're just black. Like, there's nothing special about them. They go with everything, though. And they're a lot of people's, like, placeholder gloves. Or if you're going for, like, an edgy, dark inventory, they're perfect, right? But a lot of my, like, people that I play with consistently who sometimes change skins in and out, like, they'll sell a pair of high-tier gloves, and then in between getting another pair of high-tier gloves, they'll just own Nox for a couple weeks while they're looking, right? So you gotta give credit where credit's due. They're going in A tier. Bottom of A tier for now, but they are going in A tier. Broken Fang gloves, Unhinged, the best budget glove if you don't know what your inventory is going to be, right? If you just need a placeholder, $93 in field tested. They're a little bit more expensive nowadays than they used to be, but a great budget pair of gloves. And they look great. They do look great. They fit that edgy gray vibe, and they're not like black, which is cool. They're like these could go in a white inventory. If you guys were doing a white inventory on a budget, this could be the glove that you use. I'm just saying. Unhinged. Let's go top of C tier. I think that's fair. Up next, hand wraps Caution. Evil Wizard, I'm sorry. I don't like these things, man. I don't like them. I don't like them. I'm gonna go top of D tier. That yellow is just heinous to me, bro. It's off-putting. It's like a poisonous frog. I just know I'm not supposed to touch it. Up next, sports gloves, amphibious. Speaking of poison frogs, okay, it's really hard. It's very hard to find a clean pair of these, but if you can find a clean pair of these, they're gorgeous. But my stance is the same as the Vice gloves. If they don't look flawless, I don't like them. Even on this, look at the knuckle. Look it up here when he extends his hand. Look at this. See how it's beat up there? I hate that. They wear so bad. Now, if you can find a perfect pair, shout out Chalice, you owned a really good pair of these for a while. Now you're on Pandora's, but they looked good. They were a good pair of gloves. But if you don't have a perfect pair, put the amphibious gloves away. I'm gonna have to go top of B tier just because it's so hard to find a good pair. Like, we can't say it's the best, it's a top tier glove if you never see him. Up next, Hydra gloves, Rattler, hate him. Hate him, hate him, hate him. Where are the Rattlers? Rattlers, dude, F tier. Above the Marble Fade gloves, actually. Fuck the Marble Fade gloves. Hand wraps leather. Obi-Wan Kenobi vibes, you're based, but also homeless vibes at the same time. Even though Jedi are like space homeless people in a sense, space nomads. But you're homeless, but you're also based and a monk, which is cool. Okay, actually, duct tape gloves, you're homeless and you're like a drug addict and you're broke. Leather hand wraps are like you're homeless and you're like a nomad or like you're a monk. Like you enjoy like the freedom of not being tethered to anything. Does that make sense? There's a difference to that. There's a difference. Hand wraps leather. C tier like right here. I like that. I like these. These are good gloves. That's a good pair of gloves right there. Moto gloves transport. Round of applause for these beautiful budget tan gloves, dude. Okay, earlier I said I would get these if I was doing a budget version of my inventory. Obviously it'd be these gloves. They're so cheap, man. Field tested, $80. $80, okay? And you don't want to get this beautiful pair of cream, beautiful pair of wheat, banana cream pie, banana pudding, vanilla pudding. Oh, bro, they look so good. I'm getting hungry. I'm getting hungry. These are making me want a nice sweet treat. But these are beautiful gloves. These are very, very pretty gloves, man. Very beautiful gloves. I'm gonna go top of C tier. Top of C tier. I think that's very fair. I'm gonna take my glaze aside. I think top of C tier is very fair. Hydra gloves, mangrove. Okay, dude, very overlooked pair of gloves. You wanna know why? They pair perfectly with any safari mesh knife, and they look good doing it, bro. It's a great budget combo. We gotta give love to our budget gamers, okay? Not everybody can be dropping 5K on slingshots or K on Hydra gloves, or I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I don't know. I just woke up. But good pair of gloves. I'm gonna go right there in C tier. I like them. I like them. Driver's gloves, black tie. Beautiful gloves, man. Beautiful gloves, but they suffer from the Vice glove effect, man. They never look good. I don't know why, they just wear really poorly. Some of them do, some driver gloves do, some driver's gloves don't. Some sports gloves do, some sports gloves don't, right? And these are one of the pair of gloves that unfortunately do not wear well. I would like to thank Valve for making the buttons on these gloves silver rather than gold. I think gold would have ruined these gloves, but silver makes it look really good. Where are they? There they are. I'm gonna go B tier, below the Crimson Webs. I think that's fair. Up next, Queen Jaguars, dude. Shout out Ryder. Shout out all the Queen Jaguar enjoyers. Is there a better budget gloves? Is there a better budget glove than these, man? Like, I know they don't match everything, right? But the thing is, they're so bold that they do. Like, they make everything work. Like, a fade knife works with these. Any Doppler works with these. Really, any knife works. They fit in any minute. Like, I can't hate on these gloves, man. I can't hate on them. I used to rock them. Arrow likes them. Ryder likes them. I have to go B tier. I'm putting them above the Tiger Strike. They're the superior feline glove. They are. Don't hate me. I don't make the rules. Up next, Moto Gloves POW. Pretty cool pair of gloves, actually. Pretty slept on. They work really nice with like a few combinations of things. Like, you can really play into that cream or orange or even brown color. And I think they're an overlooked pair of gloves when it comes to making an inventory of any of those three colors. And they're relatively cheap. 200 and field tested. It's not bad. It's really not bad. We have to do C tier though. I'm going right here, below the unhinged. All right, just to speed some time up, I'm putting all these terrible gloves that I don't like and I don't want to talk about F tier. Okay, sorry gamers. Okay, low-key, the blue spruce gloves though are like kind of based. They're kind of based. I have to be honest. Okay, they're kind of based. Just saying. Up next, driver's gloves, crimson weave. I think they're fine. I think they're fine. I think they're worse than raising the reds, to be honest, but they're fine. I'm gonna go right here in C tier, middle of the pack, towards the bottom though. Moto Gloves Polygon, dude, $200 in field tested. Probably the best budget blue glove. I do think Cobalt Skulls might look better, but these are $200 cheaper in field tested, so I think these are the gloves. Also, just like a quick, I'm gonna go C tier, by the way. I'm gonna go probably top of C tier. Yeah, with the polygons. But just a quick PSA for gloves, guys, if you're shopping for gloves, except on like a very, very select few pairs of gloves, the minimum I believe you should get is field tested. If you can't afford a field tested pair of the gloves you're looking at, don't get those gloves because you're not gonna like them. You're gonna think you like them, then you're not gonna want them anymore. That's what happens every time. So minimum should be field tested, just saying. Broken Fang Gloves Jade. This is like, I have the same thing to say about the case harden on these gloves. It could have been really cool if it was executed differently, but the Jade pattern template or like the Jade texture doesn't feel like it should be on something that moves. It doesn't feel like it should be on something that's malleable. I think if they put the case hardened template and the Jade template on Moto Gloves and made the plastic bits that color, they would have looked a lot better. Jade Gloves, D tier, F tier, duct tapes. All right, finally the duct tape gloves. These are the homeless drug addict. You chase single women that are walking by themselves at night. You chase them down the road if you rock the duct tape gloves, dude, with rusty needles. You chase them with rusty needles. You need to be on an FBI watch list if you rock these gloves, okay? You should probably go get your like syphilis shots and hepatitis shots and all that stuff and just get your life together, man. D tier. For the duct tapes. I don't like them. Turtle gloves. I don't know how I feel about turtle gloves, man. They wear really good. Like, they look good most of the time, but they're just such a unique shade of green, unique shade of orange. I don't know what to do with them, ever. I don't think I've ever used them in a video. Maybe I should try to. I don't know. I'm going D tier. I don't know. They look fine, though. Like, I'm being dramatic, but they look fine. Moto Gloves Boom. Very interesting pair of gloves here. They're black. They work in a black inventory. They can also work in pink inventory. Really underrated combo. Full fade butterfly knife or talon or karambit. The fade knives that turn actually pink, right? With this little pink stripe and pink stitching. Looks like it's a good combo. I'm just saying it's a very good combo. Boom deserve like high C tier, man. They're slept on gloves. Up next, specialist gloves Mogul. Pretty cool. They're not my favorite, but they are budget. $450 in minimal wear, which is really cool. I think they're an underrated glove. They look good. We're going B tier. I'm going above the polygons, low-key. I am going above the polygons. I sometimes forget those exist. Sports gloves Omega. Dude, these gloves were so cool in CS2 because they were like pitch black, but with the way the color black works in CS2 now, they look like they have green. Is that just me that feels that way? It can't be just me that feels that way. But they definitely look like they have green. I'm just saying. Omega gloves are bottom of the pack, B tier. Desert Shamaha. Bro, these gloves are low-key steezy as fuck. I gotta be honest. This guy that used to be in the server would rock these with a gold gem butterfly knife, and it was a hard-ass combo, dude. It was so sick. Might have to get these as a backup glove. We're going B tier above the transports, or C tier above the transports. Up next, Moto Gloves Blood Pressure. I despise these gloves. They look hideous to me. They look like they're out of a horror movie, like something out of a Diablo game, bro. They are terrible. And carbon fiber effect? The carbon fiber effect does not match the rest of the theme of the glove. What were we doing when we designed these? And I don't know if I'm crazy, but am I the only person who thinks like this, dude? I feel like every time I see like a big YouTuber reviewing knife glove combos, all of their viewers submit the blood pressure and there's so many better there's so many better red options, dude. We've covered all of them. There's so many better red options. I'm getting fired up. F tier. Specialist gloves for DD Pat, so slept on, dude. Get these. They're super cheap. $400 in field tested, okay? Pair them with a Force DD Pat knife. Banger combo. C tier, low-key top of C tier. Top of C tier. Yup, I said it. Snow leopards, dude. I think the community likes these better than the king snakes, but I already talked about it before. They both look good, but I'm gonna say this once and I'm never gonna say it again. If you rock king snakes, you're based. If you rock snow leopards, you are a furry. But I'm putting them in A tier. I'm putting them above the Imperial Plaids, right there. Okay? I think that's fair. Specialist gloves, Lieutenant Commander. Dude, really underrated pair of budget gloves. I'm just saying, I've said this so many times in the past, like way back, like a year ago. I was obsessed with these gloves. This cream color and the way this green looks here, really perfect combination with safari mesh knives. Also, the baby blues like stick. It's like really cool. It's really cool. Lieutenant Commander, like middle of the road C tier. They're cool gloves. I like those. Up next, Overprint. They're pretty cool. I can't hate on these. Pair them with like a phase 3 Gamma Doppler. They're pretty cool. And they're pattern based, which is cool. I'm gonna go right here in B tier. or right there in C tier, towards the top of C tier. Okay, normal fade gloves I do like. I love the dark blue and baby blue contrast, and they don't look like super glossy. They look glossy, but I love when they have yellow. I really like these. I like these. I will go bottom of B tier with the normal fade gloves. Normal fade gloves. Those deserve F tier. Moto's gloves finish line, they're like actually based. If you use these, I gotta be honest, you don't care what people say because people hate on these all the time. There's green, there's navy blue, and checkered flags. It's actually cool. It's actually cool. And their budget. I'm gonna go like probably middle of the pack C tier. We have a lot of like mid gloves, low key. Up next, lunar weaves, dude. Okay, this might be like an unpopular opinion. Any night knife, so good with these. So good with these. These are such beautiful gloves, dude. I love these. These, I'm gonna put these in high A tier. I'm just gonna tell you right now. They're so cool. And you get like this edgy cross button. Bro, come on. Lunar weaves are going in A tier. They're really cool. Like in a good float, they're really cool. Really, really cool. All right, Pandoras, bro. They're going in S tier. They're really fucking cool. I can't even hate. Like, I can't even call them a flex glove. They're like, they actually look really sick. They do. Like, the palm is so unique. S tier. Who would have thought? Eric gloves. Best glove in the game, dude. And they got pumped, which sucks for, like, me building the Eric glove fan base. It's cool for me personally because my gloves are worth more now. But yeah, like a year ago, field tested was like $400. Now it's like $2,300 for like a bad float field tested. So these got pumped by China. Shout out China. S tier. Top of S tier. Boom. Superconductors, dude, look so much cooler in CSGO. I don't like how they're glossy now, but they're still cool gloves, and they still are expensive. $1,600 for Battle Scarred. Damn, they're expensive. I never see these. I never see them. I see Pandoras more than I see these for some reason. I don't know. Superconductors, S tier. Shit, man. I can just do this off the dome. I'm sorry, guys. All right, Emerald Webs, S tier. These snake ones, A tier. Like right here. So underrated. These are F tier. Cool Mints are bottom of A tier. Vice gloves are middle of the pack A tier. Cool Mints are top of B tier. Crimson Kimonos are top of A tier. Eclipse gloves are middle of the pack C tier. Hedge mazes are top of A tier. Second top of A tier. There we go. And foundation gloves are like middle of the pack B tier. I personally like them. And then charred will go bottom of B tier. They're actually really nice for like budget red. I think that's the list. I think this video was way longer than I wanted it to be because I was yapping, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. We'll see you in 2 days for the next video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. We'll see you next time.